Hi, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great afternoon. So, I was in the process of downloading the first react I did today, Chantal's Goodbye Canada vlog, and she posted another video. And of course, it had a clickbait title saying, I can't believe my husband did this. Like total clickbait. Everybody thinking she's freaking out about Salah doing something bad. And a little spoiler, what she couldn't believe was he redecorated the apartment. I mean, I will give it to Salah. The place looks nice. Although, when you look at the furniture, when you see what the place looks like, it looks like the place was decorated for people other than himself and Chantal. It looks like Salah decorated the apartment with the thought that Foodie was going to be gone for over a year. So essentially, it was going to be his bachelor pad. And then, surprise, surprise, she comes home early. You guys are going to see what the place looks like. It's not foodie friendly. The furniture is beige. There's no plastic covering on any of the furniture. It looks like stuff that will easily break, easily stain, nothing covered by plastic. So it doesn't look like stuff you'd want to have in a house where someone like Foodie is going to be, because we all know her. We know her history with furniture. She ruins furniture. She breaks furniture. Why would you put really nice stuff in her room where she's going to be, because it's going to get broken? So she's back in Kuwait. She said that she left 2 days ago, so she just arrived, and she's going to talk all about the flight and talk all about Salah in this newest vlog. And so I want to give my thoughts to all of you and share. You can share your thoughts with me in the comments. Before we get into that, though, let's get into the Twitter stuff. You guys know I love the Twitter stuff. The wonderful people on Twitter, they have their opinions and their feelings, and they were sharing them today after her vlog. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, where are we at right now? I'm doing this on one screen, so I got to keep flipping back and forth. So this is from Katie. Katie says Chantal is finally getting a honeymoon phase, and all it took was her bum of a husband getting publicly exposed as a degenerate cheater. Yeah, like a year plus of her being with Salah, and now he's going to play nice with her. Yeah, it only took that long. It only took some embarrassing, revealing text and video clips to be shared for him to make nice with Foodie. But the funny part about it, the very funny part, is that she goes on and on and on in the vlog about, oh, he did this for me. Like he went out and spent his own money. The money he was spending to redecorate the apartment was Foodie's. So all that new furniture, everything came from her. She paid for it. He paid for everything with her money. DX says, OMG, babe, it looks beautiful. You know how much I love the color of oatmeal. Well, he should have switched it to ham. We all know that ham pink is her favorite color. But having the color beige near Foodie, not a good idea, especially beige furniture. That furniture is going to be broken in a month. Promise you. Let's see what else we got here. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. Sorry. Oops. Well, that's not what I wanted. Let's go back up here. Okay, going on. Julian the baker says, I know everyone is mad that she's going back to probably get crapped on, but I'm starting to think this is her way of sticking it to him. You wanted me gone for a year or so. Well, too bad. I'm coming right back to screw up and stink up your life. Kiss the red room goodbye. Well, she's a very spiteful creature. That would not surprise me at all, that he decorated the apartment to be a bachelor pad. You guys are going to see there's several new couches. It looks like a place where you want to have parties and have several people over versus two people. I mean, it's nicely done, but maybe this is her way of being spiteful to him. Like, you wanted to get rid of me, and I'm not going to go away that easily. Although, if Salah really wanted to get rid of Foodie, all he had to do was just lock the door. Just change the key lock or something and lock the door and tell her, no, you're not coming back, and not buy her a plane ticket. but he's allowing her back. So, like he could have said no to this, but he didn't. Florida Salt and Sass says, for a friend, she so wrecked his plans. Now he's stuck mounting that smelly meat mountain. Yeah. Yeah, like from everything I've seen, from everything I've heard, the react that I just did, it sounded like Foodie was going to be in Canada for a lot longer than what she anticipated being. Like she had plans to stay a little bit longer, but after the text and the video clips came out, she decided to cut her trip short. Meanwhile, over in Kuwait, courtesy of the text, Salah was saying to Kybella that she was going to be gone for a year and a half. So he's planning, she's going to be gone for a long, long, long time. And while she's gone, he's sitting there decorating the apartment, making it look really nice, adding furniture that is not foodie friendly, just making it a place for get togethers and whatnot. And then before he can really have fun in it, she comes back. So she wrecked his plans. And Foodie, if I were you, I would be worried because not only have you embarrassed him on the internet, not only have you put his business out there, which, he's got a family, the reputation of himself and his family is very important to him. Not only have you created a sense of anger in him over the embarrassment, but you're coming back over there and you're going to try to control him. And you don't think that's going to blow up in your face? It will. It absolutely will. He might play nice for a little while, but it's not going to last forever. Like, you don't think there's going to be some kind of resentment and rage and anger over he had plans and you're screwing them up in a big way? You don't think he's going to be mad about that? Because he will. Salty Peach says those dining chairs, talking about the new furniture, are going to hold anything over 200 pounds. Love that for her. It also looks very feminine and not like anything else he's chosen before. Maybe he had a little help from a friend. Perhaps maybe he has a sister or a female friend that helped him decorate the place. Maybe he was thinking about spending some time with a female there and decorating for both of them in mind. And then she decides to come right back and screw everything up. So that very well could be. Florida Salt and Sass says, whoever picked out those couches wasn't aware of his little fetish. Those are way too light and not going to hide stains. He's going to need a lot of cans of Scotch Guard. Yeah. Salah, listen, now that she's back, knowing how she is, knowing how messy she is, the plastic coverings that you had in the car, I'd be putting those on the couch. Or the couch and the chairs and the carpet, it's all going to get ruined. Just throw plastic sheetings on everything. Cover everything up because she will mess it up. And I saw the living room, sir, with all the couches in there. How in the world is she going to do her mukbangs in that room? There's no room for her to really stretch out. Like, we all know that Foodie, she likes to sit on the floor and stretch her legs out with the computer box on her lap and do things that way. But you'll see the living room. It's going to be virtually impossible for her to do that. That's Lindsay with an A says, so Salah redid the living room as soon as she left. He didn't think she was coming back. He was ready for a year of single life. Yep. Well, hey, plans change. They absolutely change. But I find it interesting that in the year that he was with Foodie, like, what did she get as his wife? She got an ugly blue couch and she got some tacky curtains. She got to sit on the floor. But the moment she leaves, suddenly the house is nicely decorated. So you're supposed to be married to her, Salah. Like, wouldn't you want to nicely decorate a house for your wife and yourself? Like, while she was there, no nice decorations at all. But the moment she's gone, really deck the place out. I find that interesting. That all that nice decoration didn't happen until after she had gone back to Canada. Florida Salt and Sass says, please tell me it's true he spent her money redecorating like that. That's hilarious. How many bankruptcies does Canada give you? Because the one thing Allah said that I do believe is he is not working. I love this. This marriage is doomed and she can't take that stuff with her. Nope. Nope. Like, listen, I'm not on Salah's side. He's a con man and a scam artist and a romance scam artist. We all know that. But if you're dealing with somebody like Foodie and you're trying to ensure that you can keep things that she cannot take home with her, that she can't take away from you, wouldn't it be stuff like furniture, stuff that she can't pawn or sell or give away? Like, he's spending her money on things that really would have no monetary value with anybody else, and she cannot take back. So, so taking her money and doing things with the money where once it's spent, it's spent. There's no retrieving it. So I'll give him that. Like, he's spending her money on this stuff, and hey, she's stupid enough to let him. She could cut him off, but she's not. Florida Salt and Sass also says, and people ask what he gets out of this. He has a fully furnished pad by the water and a new car. She can't take any of that back to Canada. And he was probably working on putting together a better play pad for him and his playthings. Gunt just ruined it all while spending money. Well, we'll see how long this happy marriage lasts. I don't think it's going to last for very long. I think the environment is going to be far too volatile. I think he will keep up a brave face for a while, but the more she gets on his nerves, the more she becomes insecure and jealous and controlling, the more his patience is going to wear thin, and it's going to blow up. So she's going back thinking she's got the control, but I think it's going to turn around on her, that Salah's going to have control of her. He's just going to let her know, look, if there were better options as far as men for you in Canada, you would have picked them, but you didn't. And you don't have a home in Canada. You proved that because you went home to Canada and you did not get another home. Like, this is the only home you have. So since we're both here, you have to listen to me, because you're not even a resident. You're just on a tourist visa. So he's going to pull all the cards out of the deck and use them against her. Like, she's just not going to like it. Florida Salt and Sass says, this is so epic. He spent her money to pull together a poopy sex pad, and she ruined it all coming back early and thinks it was for her. No, it wasn't for you, Chantal. Anybody looking around that apartment and seeing what it looks like could tell he did not pick out the furnishings with you in mind. He did not go to the furniture store and think, what furniture can I get that would be comfortable for my wife? What furniture could I get that would be durable and would not break under her weight? What furniture can I get that won't stain or tear or rip or anything like that? Anybody looking that can tell that when that stuff was put in there, he wasn't thinking about you. But go ahead and try to spin the narrative that he did it for you, although we all know it wasn't for you. Cowboy Dog says, my opinion, Salah did not pick out that entire living room redesign. Absolutely not. It's too cohesive and feminine. I think he asked his sisters for guidance. Love the totally unstaged, very real Quran sitting on the coffee table. Yeah. Foodie's never going to read it, though. Okay, so that's it for all of this stuff on Twitter. So let's go on to her home vlog, where she's back in Kuwait, and she's going to tell us all about her trip. Okay, so let's just switch on over. Almost there. There we go. Just all right. So let's get to, shall we?
The infamous curtains there. So, yeah, I'm back in Kuwait, and I thought I would talk a bit. I didn't film any of my journey home, really. I don't think so. I was so tired and out of it that I don't even remember what I filmed. But I'm finally here, and when I tell you that this journey is probably the worst one, it was just every single thing that I had fear about with traveling as a fat person happened to me. And I swear Allah was testing me, and you know what? I got through it. So I learned the lesson here that even if something is like really hard, you can still get through it. Basic, but so good to have and valuable in life because we're going to face problems. I mean, trying to avoid them is probably more of a waste of time than learning how to deal with them. And because of what I went through on this trip, I've learned that, I can get through these things. No problem. They're not fun too, but they're not meant to be. So I'll show you my big surprise after. So stay tuned, watch the whole video till the end because somewhere in the video I'm going to put, you wait till you see like, I don't know if they're called renovations, but everything done to the place. Okay. So it's like new here. All right. So basically what happened was, you know how I booked like kind of in haste, just like last minute because I'm impulsive like that. I was like, no, I can't sit here anymore and just be depressed and like I have to come home and just be at.
Chantal, please stop with the narrative already. Just tell the truth. It would be so refreshing if you just told the truth. You're always trying to fit the narrative to make it sound like you cared so much about Salah and you were so homesick that you just had to come home. Girlfriend, you just posted a vlog, your last Canada vlog, talking about you had plans to stay in Canada longer, that you ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon and Burlington and all of that. You plan to stay longer, but you decided to come home. Why? Not because you were homesick. Before you left Kuwait, you mentioned to everybody that you and Salah were having problems. And I believe you. I believe you guys were having problems. You're both different in the way you approach things. You're both very different people. You're more of a homebody. He's more active. He's younger. You're a bit older. I mean, you're complete opposites. And when you have two complete opposites that have no connection between each other, yes, there are going to be problems. So before you left Kuwait to come back to Canada, you were unhappy. You were very unhappy. And while you were in Canada, in my opinion, you seemed more yourself and more relaxed than you were when you were in Kuwait. You could be more of yourself there. So now you're trying to give us this narrative still that you were homesick for Salah and for Kuwait. You weren't homesick. The text came out, the video clips came out from Kai Bella. You saw that, and your insecurity and your jealousy just grabbed hold of you. It embraced you and filled you with a sense of panic that you had to go back to Kuwait because Salah was having too much fun and he had too much freedom, and you just can't allow that. God forbid if one of your play toys is having too much fun without you, although anybody that gets with you, they have more fun without you than with you. You're not a fun person. So to stop him from living the wild bachelor lifestyle that he wanted to, you decided to come back and basically be a party pooper. No pun intended. So now you're back, and you think because you're back that he's going to be under lock and key. You're going to have him under your thumb, and that's going to be that, and he's just going to have to deal with it. I don't see how that's going to play out very well. I don't think he's going to be satisfied with just being under your thumb. It's going to lead to a lot of fights, which is going to lead to you overeating and having more B moments. It's going to get bad. I'm telling y'all now, it's going to get real bad. This honeymoon phase is not going to last long. And not because I'm being a negative Nancy and wishing anything bad upon Chantal. It's the fact that she knows that leaving Canada to go to Kuwait was not the best idea. She knows that. She absolutely knew that. But she didn't care because she's always wanting what she can't have. And if she can't have it, even if she can't have it, she doesn't want anybody else to have it either. She's selfish minded that way. Even when it's clear that someone or something is not supposed to be in her life, if she wants it, it that basically that's the only thing that matters. That she wants it, so therefore it should be hers. Not everything in life is supposed to belong to you, Foodie. Not everyone you meet is supposed to be with you as a friend or otherwise. Like I've met people in my life that I liked and they didn't like me like that, and that was that. You know, but you just can't accept that. You won't accept that. You want to force your way into people's lives, and then you got to deal with the consequences of doing so.
my place and everything like that, and deal with what we're dealing with together and everything like that. So I said, to Salah, my husband, I said, book me a flight ASAP, just ASAP, like in the next couple of days. So I left on the 3rd of January, and the flight.
Why does he have to book her a flight? I'm. Why did he have to book her a flight? Did if he's living off of her money, doesn't she have access to her own money? Why couldn't she book her own flight? Why did he have to do it? That doesn't make sense to me unless he's controlling her money and she has to ask his permission for it. That just seems weird. Like if you're the one making the money, you have access to the money, you should be able to do your own stuff and buy your own flights back to Kuwait. Why did he have to do it? Did he have to borrow money to do so?
It was full. Like it's after holidays. It was a full flight. I wasn't even able to buy 2 seats if I even wanted to. Okay, so even the business class was booked because I was like, okay, so business class is not as expensive as first class. I could maybe justify that, has a bigger seat, it's private. Next time, I think I will, and then I can give like a review of it. So anyway, they're like, sorry, ma'am, it's full. So I'm like, the whole time I'm freaking out. I was so nervous of like, I'm going through scenarios like, okay, how bad am I going to be encroaching on the person next to me?
Oh, stop it. Stop coming off like you care about anybody sitting next to you. We remember what you said in Cuba. Remember that little Cuba rage that we won't let you forget? I remember you going all the way off about you didn't care if somebody was sitting next to you that was smaller and you were encroaching on their space. Like you were just ranting about it. Like you didn't care that you were encroaching on their space or if they were uncomfortable. Now you're trying to make it sound like you actually care about people. It's a little bit late for that, Foodie. A little bit too late. I think you were worried because you know that you are of a bigger size and you need 2 seats. Maybe you were nervous because there was only one seat that you would be denied getting on the airplane in the first place. But please don't even get started with, I care about other people next to me. You don't. You really don't.
Is it going to be a huge man? Because then, if it's a very tiny person, that might be okay. Um, my eyeliner's leaking because it's not waterproof. So anyway, I had to take my car, park it. Then I had to take a taxi to the Ottawa train station. Then a bus, like a charter bus, to.
So she's got family members. She's got a mom. She's got a stepdad. She's got a sister. She's got an aunt, Aunt Phyllis. Nobody took her to the airport. Normally, if you go to the airport, yes, of course, you can take yourself or like a taxi. But if you got family members, why wouldn't they take you to the airport? Why is it when you go back and forth from Canada to Kuwait, they never pick you up and they never take you there? Sounds like her family is done with her.
Montreal Airport, okay, the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Airport. And on the way, the cab driver was like telling me that everything is so bad in Canada right now with like food prices and poverty. And he said that he went to the grocery store and he went into the bathroom and there was like a chicken, half eaten chicken. And apparently the guy coming out said, I left you some.
Okay, listen, I have taken many taxis in my life. And taxi drivers, they're wonderful. You get to talking to them and you get friendly with them. They're wonderful to talk to. They have wonderful stories and yeah, stories about passengers and all that. But I'm wondering what started this conversation that she's about to talk about in the first place. Like, how do you go from being someone you get in a taxi and you're going to the airport that segues into the taxi driver telling you about him going to a grocery store and people eating chicken in the bathroom because they can't afford food. Like, did she get in the taxi and start talking about food? So he started talking about food. Chantal, don't you talk about food enough on your YouTube channel? You got to do it in your personal life too. You're always fixated on food, girl.
So people are actually, this is really sad. People are taking food like rotisserie chickens into the bathroom and eating them and just not paying.
That is so sad. That really makes my heart sad. That people are so hungry that they're doing that. I hope those people that are that hungry that maybe they can find a food bank or something to help them out, some kind of service. That is so sad if people are doing that.
Which is probably honestly less risky than walking out with the detectors. So anyway, yeah, that was interesting conversation. So then my flight was at 8:55. You always board earlier than takeoff. So um, I got on the plane and it was one of those, how you have like there's like three rows of seats in the plane. Um, on the left and right, there's like rows of three, and then in the middle, there's a row of four seats. Well, luckily, I had the aisle seat so that I could spill out if I wanted to, except when dinner service is coming. But sitting beside me was this grumpy looking younger man, like younger man from India. And he was just like, um, and I know he's from India because I heard him talking to the person beside him. So anyway, he was like younger. He wasn't too big, so that was good. So I was like freaking out. Everyone's looking at me. I was like one of the last people to get on the plane, and I asked for an extender. So I had to kind of like, you know, be like, "Excuse me," as I take my seatbelt and plug it in. And anyway, finally, when I sit down, um,
Chantal, this is not me fat shaming you. Just some thoughts, okay? You are at a size that when you travel, there's a lot that you have to be afraid of. Like being afraid that they won't have two seats available for you. Afraid that you'll be put in an aisle and there might be somebody equally as large next to you. Like hoping that somebody smaller sits next to you. If you took care of your health and if you lost the weight that you need to lose, you won't have to worry about these things. Instead of running around the world expecting everybody to move around you and accommodate you, if you took care of yourself, then there'd be a lot less worry, you know? There'll be a lot less worry. Like just this should be like kind of a wake up moment. Like you've gotten yourself to such a size that you have to constantly worry about making sure that there's two seats in an airplane, wondering if the person next to you is going to be smaller to accommodate you because you're bigger. Being happy because you're sitting in an aisle seat and that means you could spill over and it won't be a problem and you won't have to buy an extra seat. Just things like that. Like these should be wake up calls that you need to take care of your health and start losing some of the weight.
that was the moment. Like I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit down. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. The moment I'm so scared for, and boom, it was okay. Like I actually, so the seats in the Qatar plane are actually a bit bigger than the Emirates because in the Emirates, I remember like I had trouble with the handle going down unless I lost a bit of weight. I don't know. I don't think so, but anyway, the bars came down. It was like a bit snug, but like with the seatbelt extender, I was fine. We actually weren't even really touching, which really surprised me. So I thought, oh my gosh, okay. And I think I like this is like a test I'm glad I went through because it showed me that, it's one of my biggest fears and I was fine. Okay. So I was okay.
So what exactly are you afraid of? Are you afraid of what? That the seats would be small and you would be forced to buy another seat, which you could not do because, according to you, Salah had to buy the seat, which meant that you could not take the plane back to Kuwait? Or were you afraid of making the other person next to you uncomfortable and them complaining? Again, if you took care of your health and you lost some of the weight, you wouldn't have these fears.
This time I was happy. Um, the dinner service table doesn't come out all the way. So it came out halfway for me. Like it folds once and then twice out. So I could unfold it once, and I probably could have gotten away with a tray of food being on it, but I didn't want to I don't know. I had a fear about that, and I didn't want to use the washroom. So I literally did not eat. I had drinks, a lot of drinks. I didn't eat. I didn't go to the bathroom for 12 hours straight. Just in and out of like consciousness, not sleep because I don't really sleep if I don't have my CPAP. Like I don't. I just keep getting woken up by my breathing. So
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. Just a thought that entered my mind. It could be nothing, it could be something. But I do remember when Chantal went to the green store, she bought a lot of edibles. So I'm seriously wondering if she bought those edibles to take right before her flight. That way she could just sleep her way through the flight going back to Kuwait and she wouldn't have to eat or use the bathroom.
So anyway, the flight actually went by really quickly. I don't know, by some miracle, I swear I was just like it went by really quickly. And I watched the movie Psycho, like the original with with Anthony Perkins. The guy beside me was just kind of like looking at my movie, like, what the heck, you know? So, uh, yeah, he looked, um, he looked a bit like he'd been through some things in life, like a bit rough on on the edges. So I thought, okay, good, he's been through some things, so he'll get through sitting next to a fat person on a plane. So, that was that. And then I was so tired because I didn't sleep. So, for sure, if I have to fly like super long flight like that again, I'm gonna get business. Like if there's any available, because on Qatar they sell out quick because they're one of the best business classes, and you can plug your CPAP in there so I can sleep. And it's private. You don't have to worry about anything. So anyway, so after the 12 hours, by the time I got to Doha, I was so tired. I just saw the first trolley driver guy and I'm like, I need to get to my gates. I only had like a 2 hour and some odd minutes transfer time and it went by really quick. We boarded a bit early. So yeah, that again, I didn't even care at this point. I was like, whatever seat I'm assigned, whatever, because I'd gone through 12 hours of it, I can get through an hour, right? So I was sitting beside a very small woman and I had so much room. So Qatar definitely. I heard one plus size influencer say they like Emirates for the best international flight for plus size people. I say Qatar is for sure. Sorry, there's a fly somewhere. I got him when we were washing the windows, like from the outside. If you don't wash your windows here, like um, the sand dust will make them very dirty quickly. And Salah has really long arms, so he helps me with that. What are you doing? Yeah, catch the fly. Make yourself useful. Baby girl. I love Persian cats because from the side like that, their side profile, it looks like they have no face. It's just smush. Smushy smush. Get the fly. Please. Anyway, I find with cats, you're always cheering them on to hunt, and then whenever they get the bug, they just pat at it and torture it. Anyway, all of this was worth it because when I was, getting out of the luggage area, just tired, hungry, sweaty, just miserable, I had my husband greeting me and
Salah, knowing what date she was going to show up, he was visiting every red room he could get his hands on. Knowing what date she was going to show up, he was partying like it was 1999 for days just to prepare for her being there, just blowing off all the steam he could so that when she arrived, hungry, tired, cranky, crashing from all the party favors she'd been doing in Canada, and she wouldn't be able to do them for a while, and dealing with the headaches and the irritability, he'd be able to put up with it for a little while. But the happiness is not going to last long, y'all. I know it's not. Like, this is going to be a big, big mistake for Foodie. Like, she's going to have a moment where, like, I made the right decision, but then it's all going to go wrong.
it was so nice to get in, you know, the car, the new car, not the Kia, and just, oh, coming home. And I have to say, now really being back and forth couple different times, this feels more like home for me right now. So the biggest thing, when I came home and our apartment door was opened, I want to almost cry because I didn't even recognize our place. It was such a big shock. I'll show you our like Salah basically redecorated the entire place.
He didn't do it for you, Foodie. Are you stupid? He did not redecorate for you. According to you and him, you were supposed to stay in Canada for a lot longer. You ordered a bunch of packages and you were waiting on them to arrive. They didn't even arrive. And you decided to just not wait till they arrive and then go. You wanted to go much earlier. And according to the text messages between Kybella and Salah, he was planning on you being gone for a year and a half. So both of you had the thought of being away from each other for a while. And I saw the decorations a little bit earlier. That did not look like something you just throw together really quickly. That looks like something that took a little while to put together because it's a nice setup. But all of that was done after you were gone. You were there for almost a year and it never happened. And then it happens after you're gone. I mean, girl, put two and two together.
Um, well, the living room and the bedroom, and then Harry, we call it Harry's room. Howie's room um, is pretty much the same, but we have a lamp for that place now. We have a new lamp, but that's about it for that room. So I'll show you here the new living room. We're not going to show our bedroom. We have a brand new bedroom set in the bedroom, and oh my gosh, you guys, the bed is such an upgrade because I showed you in our old apartment hall. In our old apartment hall, you saw our bedroom once. That bed, wasn't really comfortable, but it was big enough. So this is such an upgrade. Like it's
Girl, like again, put two and two together. Not only is the man decorating the living room, he's redoing the entire freaking house. New bedroom set, new living room set, and you think that was for you? It sounds like he wanted a nice house, but he knew he couldn't have it while you were there because you're far too messy and you've got a track record of breaking furniture and messing things up and being sloppy and staining everything. So you were there for a year, no new furniture. Then all of a sudden you're gone and it pops back up with a brand new bed. You think that was for you? He was over there decorating the bachelor pad for him, for his friends, for his possible hookups. Because if he's a bachelor and he's wanting to attract another lady or entertain another lady or find another mark. He needs a nice place. So he made the place look nice. Get the seduction pad going on, and then you show up and crash his party. And you don't think he's going to be mad about that? There's going to be no frustration, no anger built up on the inside. Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
The plushiest mattress, and the bed is a huge storage bed from IKEA.
Yeah, why would he get a nice plushy new bed when you got a habit of sharding your pants? Like I'm telling you, Salah, you better put plastic on everything she touches. And I mean everything. Those couches, that bed, you better put covers on everything, bro, because it'll be ruined.
Has like a lot of storage shelves. She likes to sleep in some of them. Has an area like a big thick ledge I could put my CPAP and everything, whatever. So we also have like a huge new wardrobe. Has like that is it hydraulic? I don't know where like it doesn't smash the drawers when you close. They close themselves a bit, and it's all mirror. It's beautiful. And then we have the living room. So I'll show that to you now.
Okay, y'all take a look at this. Look at this living room. Look, it's a nice living room. It's very pretty. But does that look like the living room of a place that Foodie Beauty should be in? Because, like I said, every piece of furniture she's ever had, she's ruined. I mean, just the coloration of it all, like beige everywhere. As messy and sloppy as she is, spilling her drink, spilling her food, does that look like a place that would be safe for her to do her mukbangs in? Those couches, they don't look sturdy enough to me. Uh, and where in the heck is she going to stretch out to do her mukbang? Because she likes to sit on the floor. Is she going to do her mukbangs from now on in the spare room? Because I don't see enough room for her to like sit down on the floor and stretch her legs out and set up her camera. I just can't see it. And isn't it strange, y'all? Isn't it funny? The old couch that when before she left, there was that infamous blue couch that we all came to hate because that thing was doggone ugly. Okay, it was just it was not a nice setup. And then she's coming back. And look at all these couches. That's a lot of couches for just two people, huh? Like lots of couches. Like what are all those couches for? Is it for decoration? Or maybe Salah was planning on having multiple guests over, like male friends, female friends, whatever. But that is not a foodie friendly living room. It just isn't.
So here it is, our new living room. Look how different and amazing this looks,
I mean,
guys.
you can tell right away that this was not made with her in mind. That table, that chair, she could never sit in that chair. It wouldn't be sturdy enough. It would break. This was not decorated with thinking about her.
We have a slightly different color scheme, although we still did keep some of the old, but we have a brand new, larger carpet. This is sort of new, but we kept this little organizational cubby thing. I really like it. And here we have a little dining set. I didn't even know we had room for a dining area, but a little four-seater. And I love these little fake lights inside, but these little jars of lights that Salah picked out, they're so cute.
You know, I have to agree with the people on Twitter. I don't think Salah decorated this place all by himself. I think he had some help. Maybe his sisters, maybe a female friend. This does not look like something that he would do by himself.
All right, and here we have the new sofa. It is a traditional type of Dioania style um, sofa set, and it kind of wraps around the whole living room. I really love the color. It kind of brightens up the room and goes well with the carpet. And here we have a table set that comes with a large table and three smaller tables. And the cool thing is, you can remove the tables and put them anywhere you want. We have one in the corner with the lamp, and we have
Okay, okay. Does anybody want to place their bets that if she does the mukbangs in the living room, how long it's going to take her to screw up all that furniture? I'd give it about a week.
on and a nice roses decoration in the center of the table. And obviously, the best part about this condo is the seaside view. It just adds that touch, you know. There's also this wall decoration that Salah picked out. Also matches with everything, and I just really like the style of it. It's cool. And of course, the cat loves all the new furniture. Um, she's so cute. Look at her. Oh my gosh.
And in case you're wondering, here's my big boy getting his big daily peanut. He loves peanuts, and he likes to use those little choppers of his to open the shell. Oh, I missed my cute mouse rat, big hamster boy. Yes, I did.
And this was our first breakfast together, a traditional Arabic breakfast with falafel, different kinds of jubin or cheese, patsia, which is hummus with ful, and we had some sandwiches there and some fatar. It was very, very delicious. You know how much I love the.
You know what? I don't believe she ate just this. She said she didn't eat for 12 hours. Do I believe that? No. I don't believe Foodie can go without food for 12 hours, but that's the narrative that she's going to go with. But if she did go without food for 12 hours, she's going to eat more than this. She's going to be famished. She's going to eat this and more.
Falafel. Oh, in the middle of the cheese platter, it comes with jam and it has tomatoes and za'atar and olives and all kinds of things. It was so
I don't believe that food was for him and her. I believe it was for just her. She ate all of that by herself.
delicious. If you haven't tried halloumi with jam on bread, you have to. It's so good. And I usually just take a falafel and dip it, and there you go. Yummy.
And she said that it was a breakfast for the both of them, but where is he at? I just see her eating the food. I don't see him there.
And this is in the evening. I just wanted to show you our ceiling lights, which also kind of match with the color scheme of our living room.
So yeah, this is very typical kind of style here for the Middle East, um, for like gatherings or diawaniya they call it, and it's like kind of wraps around the whole room. I really, really, really love it. So it's very nice. It's a bit low to the ground, but some of them are on the floor, you know. So yeah, so my
Well, probably he got the couches that were close to the floor, knowing that if you plop down on furniture, the couches are going to break. So picking something low to the floor would prevent something breaking, wouldn't it?
my trip home was arduous. It was very testing, and I uh, really need to get healthy so that I can do things like that, like travel. And I mean, traveling for anyone, even healthy people, it's stressful, you
Yeah,
know?
it is.
My, my body hurts a bit from sitting for so long. I did the compression stockings worked because my feet are not swollen at all. I'm so happy. So I got home and I was just like, wow, you did all this work like in such little time, you know. So like within a day, just
Yeah, it's amazing how when somebody gets rid of somebody who's toxic and they're motivated, when they get their energy back, what they can accomplish. So you were there for a year. He wasn't motivated to decorate the apartment. He wasn't motivated to make it look that nice. That didn't happen until after you left. And I'm sure his motivation for decorating the apartment was he was planning on partying like a fiend as much as he could until your return, which wasn't supposed to be until another year and a half. So all that decoration he did with your money and no parties, no celebrations. You didn't even give him a month. Yeah, I'm pretty certain he's going to be mad about that.
Went shopping for everything and then placed everything. Like, people are going nuts in the streets today. Sorry for the noise if you can hear that. What are you doing? What are you doing? So then I had a shower and just got in the new bed, the nice new sheets, and it was so amazing. Just an amazing.
You know, Salah was mad about that. He probably got the new furniture and the new bed and the new sheets and the new everything to have fun with other people, and then she shows up. Oh, you know what, y'all? Listen, Foodie, you were an idiot for going back. You know you're an idiot for going back. It's not going to bode well. You were not happy before you left Kuwait to go home to Canada. You were not happy in Canada. You embarrassed him online. Now you're coming back to control him. I mean, nothing good can come from any of that. You'll find out. Excuse me, I am so sorry.
Amazing night, and yeah, an amazing night. um Being home. So the pets were so happy to see me. I'm just I feel so happy right now. So um
Yeah, they look really happy to see you. Julia's over there in the window, not even looking at you. She's like, why are you back here? Hold on a second. I got to get my little thumbnail. Where's my thumbnail? There it is. There it is. There, got it. Okay. Yeah, look at her. Like, your pets really miss you. If she missed you, why is she in the window? Booger would be all over me right now if that happened to me.
like, people are going nuts in the streets today. Sorry for the noise if you can hear that. What are you doing? Yeah, an amazing night. um Being home. So the pets were so happy to see me. I'm just I feel so happy right now. So
You know why she's happy? I don't think she's happy the fact that she's back in Kuwait. I think she's happy just having a home base. Because when she was in Canada, she couldn't stream inside of her mother's house. Mom wouldn't allow it. They basically gave her a place to sleep at night and then told her to get out during the day. So she's just happy to have a home base again where she can just do her mukbangs.
I guess that's about it. So thank you for watching this video. And as much as I enjoyed showing you our new home, it feels like a new home. It feels so different. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, let's see how nice that house stays now that you're there.
All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.
So that was it, y'all. She's back in Kuwait. She's back in the apartment. It's newly decorated. Like I'm gonna do a tarot reading soon on this whole thing because I've got so many thoughts. But like she's back there, and I'm gonna predict something right now. Like give it a week. Everything's gonna be cool for about a week, and then the longer she stays there, the more tension is gonna start to build up. Like Salah got a little bit of time to party and let off some steam before she arrived, but now that she's back, he can't do that, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get real ugly. Well, we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and please have a nice day. Bye bye.